In this video, I'm going to talk about how to compute the mean and the standard deviation for a discrete probability distribution. And what we are going to do, we are going to take an example for this purpose. The table below describes the probability distribution for the number of baby girls in 2 births. Find the mean, the variance, and the standard deviation, right? So what we have here, we have a probability distribution. This is a probability distribution. This is the probability distribution we have. A probability distribution is nothing but just a simple table. It consists of 2 columns. In the one column, you have the values of the random variable, and in the other column, you have their corresponding probability. Such a table of values of the random variable along with its probability is called a probability distribution. As these values are discrete, so for this reason, this is called a discrete probability distribution. So we are asked to compute the mean and the variance. So for the mean, we have the formula. For the mean, we have the formula. This is the formula. Mu is equal to summation x times the p of x. This is also called the expected value. Expected value, right? And sometimes we represent this by e of x. E within parentheses, the expected value. And this is the formula for the variance. And if you take the square root of this one, just take the square root of this one, it will become the standard deviation. So I have provided you the 2 formulas, and what we are going to do now, we're going to work on computing the standard deviation, mean, variance, and the standard deviation. Let's look at this first of all, look at this formula here for the mean. Look at that. What I need for this purpose, I need this one. This what I need. First, what I need this one, x times the p of x. In this table, I don't have it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to compute first x times the p of x. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply each value of the random variable with its probability. This is what I'm going to do. This multiplied by this multiplied by this multiplied by this. 0 multiplied by 0.25 is 0. 1 multiplied by 0.5 is 0.5, and 2 multiplied by 0.25 is 0.5, right? Now what I'm going to do, I have multiplied x times the p of x. Now what this symbol says, this says you add all these values. You add all these values. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add all these values, and the answer comes out to be exactly equal to 1. So the mean, which is the sum of all these values, what I just did, I just added this column. I added this column, and I have written the value here, right? The 1. So the mean comes out to be, the mean of this distribution comes out to be 1. Okay, now we move toward the standard deviation. Okay, how we can compute the standard deviation? In order to compute the standard deviation, we need what we need. We need x squared times the p of x. But note that in this table, there is no x squared. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to compute x squared. X squared means square each value of x. 0 square is 0. 1 square is 1. 2 square is 4. I don't need to add these because the formula don't say that. What I need next, I need this one. I need x times the p of x. X squared times the p of x, sorry. So I have x squared. This is my x squared, and I multiply this with the probability of x. So this is what I need. X squared times the probability of x. That's what I'm going to do now. X squared. 0 multiplied by 0.25 is 0. 1 multiplied by 0.5 is 0.5. 4 multiplied by 0.25 is 1. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add all these values. I'm going to add this column, and this will give me this sum. This will make a sum. So this comes out to be 0 plus 0.5 plus 1. It comes out to be 1.50, right? So this is this value. So I have computed this value. I have computed this value, and I already computed this value. This value I already computed. This is equal to 1. So what I'm going to do now, in order to find the standard deviation, I will plug these values here to compute the standard deviation. So we have, let's first compute, before we compute the standard deviation, let's compute the variance also. So sigma square, which is the variance, and it is equal to what? Summation x square times the p of x minus the square of the mean, mu square. So what you're going to do now, you just plug in the values. We know these values. This is 1.5 minus 1 square. And this comes out to be 1.50 minus 1, which turns out to be 0.5. So the sigma square, which is equal to the variance, it's 0.5. So this is the second thing we were asked to compute. We did that. Next, what we do, we compute the value of the standard deviation. How we compute the standard deviation? Standard deviation is nothing but just the square root of the variance. You just take the square root of this variance. So you take the square root, sigma square, take the square root, it's equal to square root of 0.5. And if you take this square, it comes out to be 0.707. So the standard deviation comes out to be 0.707. So these are the three things we were asked to compute, and we have computed. We have the mean, which is 1. This is the mean. We have this variance, which is the 0.5, and we have the standard deviation, which is 0.707. So in this example, I was given a probability distribution, and I was asked to compute these three things, which I have done that. I hope you understand this. Thanks for watching.